Welcome everyone. This will be a critical markets update. I'm going to be showing on some charts, XRP, BTC. Is the local bottom or are the markets going to drop lower? Well, first and foremost, let me know if the internet's working. I am not streaming from my studio today. I am actually in Dubai and I do have some problems here with video calls. So I'm not very sure if the internet's going to allow me to live stream. So please let me know in the comments. Is the internet working? Is the mic good? Well, I am happy to hear that people are saying that it's working. So let's get started. The first thing I want to point out is that for BTC, it seems to be the local bottom. When I am looking for the indicators on the charts, the open interest, it does seem that BTC is going to hold $80,000 in the next few days. That doesn't mean the overall bearish trend is over, but that means that there is a great possibility that in the next few days, at least, is going to hold this $80,000, and that's good for XRP. Now, I'm going to explain what that means for XRP because we are very close to an important support level on the chart. If you watch my videos, you know I am talking about $1.60. So far, so good. XRP is holding that level. I have been buying XRP very close to the support level. I'm going to show you that on the charts. And by the way, as we speak, I am trading live. Actually, I do trade, so you might be watching me on the phone at some time, at some point. That might be because I am just checking the price. Now let's get started. So I'm gonna bring first the BTC chart here on the BTC chart on the screen. And oh Jesus, I am streaming from the wrong. I'll have to switch browser because apparently I can't share the screen with Safari. So give me 1 second. I will try one time. Yeah, guys. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to close the camera and I'm going to be back here in 30 seconds from a different browser because Apple just, honestly, it's just disgusting. Sometimes they do things that doesn't make any sense. So give me 30 seconds. I'm going to close the camera. The live will not close itself, hopefully. So just a second. All right, I'm a bit confused. There was two of me at some points. I don't really know how is that possible. That now seems that the camera is catching me from a different angle. So let me sort this out. Okay, I think now we are good to go. So I'm gonna share the screen. Oh my God, now the charts are on the other browser. So give me a second here. Sorry guys, I have been busy like trading, so I didn't have a lot of time to set this live streaming. So I have to just log into my trading view account. It should take me like 1 second. So, okay, in the meanwhile, I'm trying to do many things simultaneously. But the main point here is that BTC apparently has a local bottom and XRP is quite bouncing back from this yellow line on the chart, which is 160. Now, if you are trading, here is what I advise. You should be having some stop losses. If you're a long-term XRP holder, that should not matter at all because you just hold. But if you are trading XRP, then it's wise to have some lines, selling orders in case you want to protect your trading capital. And in my case, I am just entering a trade now, and this is not a financial advice, but I do have a stop loss at $1.57 because I know that losing 160, that can have catastrophic consequences on the long term. Sorry, not on the long term, on the short term. Now, what concerns me is that I am not seeing like the volume absorbing this selling pressure on the charts, and that can signal that we're gonna have some short-term pressure on the charts. Now I am just about to open the chart, and my apologies for that. Hopefully I get the chart now. Oh my God. Okay, finally, wow. And honestly, Safari, you know, I'm using a MacBook and Safari just works very bad. It doesn't give you the permissions that you need. So I had to switch to Google Chrome. So I am bringing the charts on the screen, and yeah, there we have. All right, so the first thing to notice here is that these, oops, I'm moving the chart. So this is the major line that we have to be paying attention. You see this $1.60? This is critical. XRP has to hold above it, because you see all of this price action here, all of this green candle. There is basically no much support left on the chart. So losing this line here, $1.60, could signal that XRP could once again revisit 70 cents. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, depends. I want to increase my holdings. So in my case, that could be a blessing. I just would have some buy orders and I would buy more. Now, what I did on the short term is that I did buy more XRP exactly here. So basically, I bought at $1.61, and having in mind, price can go lower. If we lose the support level here, price can drop lower. Now, considering that BTC apparently found a local bottom, this is helping out the XRP situation. And well, we have to be watching for BTC, because to this day, XRP still follows BTC movement. So I'm going to bring BTC charts on the screen. And I also want to give you some context of what's going on, right? So the markets are reacting in a bad way for the announcement of the new Fed chairman. And honestly, they had already priced that in the markets in the last day. So of course, insiders knew about this, and hence why the markets are dropping in the last days. There has been also an episode of manipulation when it comes down to precious metals. So pay attention to this. Precious metals, you have gold and silver, were listed for the first time on the futures of Binance, for example. So that allowed traders to speculate on precious metals. That goes for gold. That goes for silver. You check that on the news. It happened about 12 days ago, that you could actually speculate on the price of gold going up or down with the futures contracts. And that's new for precious metals. They have done that for a reason. Central banks have liabilities. They need to have a certain amount of silver, for example, in their balance sheets. Of course, what they have done here is that they allowed the futures, they listed precious metals on the derivatives market, on the futures of crypto exchanges like Binance, that is known for market manipulation. And basically what they have done is that they liquidated everyone that was long on both silver and gold. Why is that? Think for a second. They drop the price so that central banks can actually buy gold and silver for discounted prices. You get what they are doing here? Huge market manipulation. Of course, that also reflected in the price of XRP and in the price of cryptocurrencies. And you can apply the same exact principle for the crypto market. So they are crushing the utility coins so that they can get rid of leverage traders. And in the other hand, they are going to buy the spot version of those assets, not the derivatives one, at discounted prices. JP Morgan was already fined multiple times for manipulating the silver markets. And do you really think they are not doing the same with the crypto market? So my advice now, don't do leverage. You have seen that they are targeting leverage positions. Even if you use 5x, 2x, which can be considered quite a low leverage, stay away from leverage on the short term, even in the long term if you don't know how to use leverage. What I am doing now, I am trading spots. Why spots? Because if I buy XRP and the price drops, I just hold the underlying assets. I can send to my cold wallet. I have custody. Eventually the price is not a financial advice, but eventually the price recovers and you are not liquidated. Now, if you're going to go for leverage, be careful. Don't use cross. Go for isolated. I can make in the future a video teaching about leverage trading, but when you use cross that will use your entire portfolio. So if you get liquidated, it gets wiped out. When you use isolated, you have some sort of control of how much exposure you have for the trading. So be very mindful of that. Now let's see BTC charts, what that means for XRP. And if you have been following my live streamings, I have been predicting this exact scenario. You have seen that I had quite some bearish claims in the past months and in the past week. So I hope you are watching the live streaming. So you should, at this point, be prepared for this scenario. I have been telling everyone that this was very close to happen. And honestly, I'm not worried at all. I mean, when I understand XRP's future, I am not concerned that XRP drops 10 or 20%. That's actually exciting. I just get sad for people who are on leverage and people who are getting liquidated and people who don't have the right psychology. Yes, I know David Schwartz, he made some comments about XRP not reaching $100. I just recorded a video about that. So after the live streaming, the video will go live. I highly appreciate if you watch that video. I truly believe everyone's missing out David Schwartz's point and what are his motivations. And I truly believe that video is going to be extremely beneficial for you to understand what's really happening behind the scenes. Now, let's bring BTC charts. And just a second, guys. I am in Dubai and it's very dry here. I mean, my throat is so dry that I need to just open some sparkling water and drink it. By the way, it's very funny, okay? People are saying that David Schwartz is making price predictions. David Schwartz sold his Ethereum below $100 to install solar panels on his home. Would you take financial advice from David Schwartz? I wouldn't, but that's up to you. I just made a whole video debunking the whole David Schwartz narrative, so it's very funny, very interesting. His timing has been off very often. And yes, some people might be there trying to shake out investors. Now, this is not a financial advice. As you wish you take financial advice from David Schwartz, good luck for you. He sold XRP at 10 cents. He sold Ethereum below $100 to install solar panels to his home. Now, that's up to anyone's decision. I'm not here to criticize David Schwartz. I'm just pointing out to the facts. Now, BTC, here is what is happening now. So we have the danger zone, as I said here, about $74,000. It's also correlated with MicroStrategy average purchase price. Losing this level would be the equivalent of XRP losing $1.60. Now, BTC has failed multiple times to reclaim $91,000. Now, I think BTC now is going, this is not a financial advice, but I think BTC is going to retest perhaps 86,000, 86 or 85,000, and from there it's going to be quite a short-term decision time. Are we going to come lower all again, close to $80,000, or is actually going to retest some important resistance levels on the chart, one of them being about $91,000. Apparently, on the chart, BTC has found a bottom, okay? I have said this yesterday on my private trading group. So far, it has been confirmed. It has not lost $80,000. The indicators are telling me that this is the local bottom. What I mean by local bottom? Well, next few days, I'm talking about, I don't think it's going to lose today. I think at least 3, 4, or 5 days, I don't think we're going to see BTC below $80,000. Now, have this in mind. If BTC is below $80,000 in the next days, then the things are quite, I don't want to use bad language here, but you should be concerned for the crypto markets on the short term, because that could signal that a correction would be like bigger than what we are analyzing here. So losing 80,000, extremely concerning. Maintaining this level, I don't have a crystal ball. What happens next? We have to be watching for the charts. We need to watch for the geopolitical tensions. There has been a 70% chance on poly markets that the US would hit Iran. So there is a lot of geopolitical tensions. Of course, nothing is about charts. I mean, I am showing you the charts, but the charts are just answering to real world events. So I'm not a TA. I'm not like a TA Maxi, you know. I do know how to do technical analysis, but I respect the geopolitical events. I respect what's happening on the real world, and that's just mirroring on the charts. I'm not someone that's gonna draw lines, arbitrary lines on the charts, and I'm gonna tell you this is going to happen. And even, let's be honest, most of TA analysts this cycle, they were completely wrong. The whole theory that I did quite some months ago when I said the bull market was over, especially for BTC, it had nothing to do with TA. I just looked at some suspicious BTC dormant movements that were waking up. These BTCs hitting centralized exchanges. I looked at the volume and I started to see, wait a minute, there are some red flags here. That had nothing to do with TA. That's why most TA analysts were completely wrong. And that's why in crypto, we need to always see the entire cake, the entire puzzle. It's a multi-dimensional chess game. And hence why I'm not only here praising technical analysis and charts. Now, I'll take some time to answer some questions. And let me know in the comments if you have some questions. I just want to fix my lights here. What is the XRP rich list website down? Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. I'm going to be investigating, but it's very suspicious that the XRP rich list website is actually down. Let me check on my trade here. And well, it's going 50-50. I mean, I bought the XRP spot, a large sum of money when XRP was $1.61. So I do hope XRP is going to hold $1.60. So that's why I am just checking here on my trades. I hope it goes good. But in either case, I just bought spot. If XRP drops, I'm just going to hold it. And of course, my holdings, my main XRP holdings are sitting in cold wallets. I'm not selling any XRP that is in cold wallets. Esta pregunta está en español, sí. He leído que David Schwartz escribió que no ve probable que XRP vaya a llegar a $100. Yo hice un video de aproximadamente 15 minutos explicando toda esta situación de David Schwartz. Este video va a estar live en aproximadamente 1 hora, entonces puedes mirar desde ahí que he contestado a esta pregunta. ¿Vale? Gracias, Javier, por tu pregunta. Apologies for the native English speakers. I just wanted to address this question about David Schwartz. Yes, and to this day, XRP is still following BTC, okay? That's why this, I didn't want to keep my videos, my content this year about price predictions, because I know that we want to keep things real. Do I understand where XRP is going on the long term? Absolutely. Do I think XRP is going to be at $100? Absolutely. Will I tell you XRP is going to be at $100 or $1,000 within the next week? No, that's not what's happening. I am trying to keep it as real as possible. So I am also trying to get some news. Someone says that a small bank in Chicago has just failed. I was not aware of that. If anyone has more information, let me know in the comments. And yes, David Schwartz, he's a contractor for the NSA, okay? Do you want to take financial advice from someone who is a contractor for the NSA and he has signed non-disclosure agreements? I have proof that he has an NDA with the NSA. Do you want to take financial advices from him? It's up to you. I'm just pointing out to the facts. So yeah, well, basically another interesting point here is that people say XRP will not hit $100, but when you take, let's take the volume of Bank of England alone. When you take 1 day of payments, let's take 12 hours of payments in the Bank of England alone. The Bank of England, which happens to be a Ripple partner, does more volume in 1 day than BTC does in 1 entire year, which happens to be a Ripple partner. So you are telling me that XRP will not hit $100 in the future when you consider that BTC has no intrinsic value. It's basically a social experiment and it's trading near to $80,000. It was at 120 a couple of months ago. People don't understand value. Banks using trillions of dollars against retail. Yes, that's what they are doing. They are heavily manipulating the markets What is your antidote against that? Buy spots, hold in cold wallets, forget about volatility. That's my honest advice, okay? Someone wants to take this to the next level. You want to trade, like I also trade sometimes, do it, but don't over leverage yourself. Anyone that has been over leveraging themselves on these markets, results liquidated. Silver, gold. Now, ask the people who bought physical gold. Are they concerned that gold dropped 10%? Apply that same principle to XRP. XRP hits $1.61 and bounced back. Yes, and this is the key level I am giving. You guys can see that $1.60 is a tangible support level on the charts. And I really hope this level is going to hold. I don't have a crystal ball. Considering that BTC has found a local bottom, this increases the chances of XRP holding $1.60 at least in the next few days. I agree, take everything David Schwartz says with a grain of salt. I did put a phenomenal video about David Schwartz. It's coming in a few minutes. And that is something that a lot of people are missing out. Well, I just exposed that in a video. So I wish you guys are going to watch the video. Once I finish the live, I'm going to put the video out. I love these comments. Sell your XRP so I can buy it. Yeah. And another thing, there is a reason why David Schwartz is not allowed on the table when the subject is about major financial institutions. When the IMF is on the table, when the Bank of International Settlements is on the table, when the European Central Bank, monetary authorities, Monetary Authority of Singapore, he's not there. On the White House, he was not invited. Start to connect the dots, okay? Let's see some more comments. I'm going to be answering. And by the way, wow, 2 massive explosions in Iran. And they say Israel denies involvement. Well, I'm not yet updated on the situation in Iran. I just know there was a very high chance of Iran getting struck. There's also the government shutdown in the United States. Oh my God, guys, it's like so many macro scenario events that can just impact the prices that at this point it becomes highly unpredictable, okay? All the information I'm telling you here about the price movements, that's just my short-term speculation. But when you have so much elements, like it's just, you can't predict everything. But one thing is for sure, we are all on this boat. We are here together. And it's extremely important that we do this type of things. I love to live streaming, especially when the price is dropping, because I think people get dispirited sometimes. And just to see you guys in the comments, helping each other and talking to each other, and not only what I say, but I see so many great comments out there. I know that's extremely helpful as a community. We are moving out of speculation into utility-driven markets. 100% sure. This is a fact. And yeah, some people say they want to increase their XRP holdings. What should they do? Well, in this case, you can just DCA your way. I mean, you don't have to go all in at once. Let's watch the chart live a bit more. So this is here playing out in real time. We don't want XRP to lose this level here. This is critical. This is critical. I am definitely paying attention. And well, I do have an open trade, a big one here. So we need some information live. If anyone has information of what's going on globally, let me know in the comments. I am trying to understand really what are the most recent news, but I don't see anything that could impact the chart on this moment. So let me see more questions here. Patience pays out 100%. The people who bought XRP at 50 cents, they know what I am talking about. We're gonna be live again Monday with Versana on the turning point. We are also preparing good content for you guys. Let's see what else is happening in real time. And again, guys, if you know what's going on, any specific event you want to share, please drop on the comments, okay? This I can't believe it. Well, BTC close to 80,000 once again. So the scenario here is quite concerning. I mean, let's pray that these levels are going to hold. I don't want to see this to drop. But again, if it drops, no panic. We're going to DCA. I'm going to be buying more XRP. And I want everyone to be prepared for this scenario. So let's be paying close attention. We are very close to this support level on the charts. We don't want to lose $1.60. I don't know. Wait. So someone is saying that Jeff Epstein mentioned Ripple and Stellar. I'll be honest, I have no idea of what you are talking about, if that's true or not. Anyone, please can update me on that. But I know he was involved with early BTC funding. So he was highly connected with BTC back in the early days, okay? Which is no secret. I don't want to talk a lot about this subject because with the censorship nowadays, they can just shut my channel down. So I have to be quite sensitive about this. Okay, so I want to address this one. Canton Network is the rails for the banks. Okay, so here is my take on Canton Network, okay? Banks need a battle-tested network. Is Canton Network battle-tested? Since when it has been around? Well, from my understanding, this network is no longer than 4 years old. Does it have any similar upwards? So let me put in other words. XRP has a 99.9990% of efficiency, meaning it has basically only had three halts in its entire existence. So the XRPL network has only halted 3 times. It's the most clean record blockchain to ever exist. Now you are bringing me a network that has not even, that is basically just born a couple of years ago, which has not been battle tested, does not have the same level of regulatory clarity. XRP has already survived a major lawsuit and is the only asset sitting with regulatory clarity in the United States. And now he wants to compare the Canton Network, which is quite a new technology, and he wants to compare with XRP. I don't think financial institutions are going to trust a network that's not battle tested. I'm not saying the Canton Network is going to die. I'm just saying that you don't have any other network with the same efficiency level and scalability that plays on the same level field as the XRP ledger, which can scale up to hundreds of thousands of transactions per second through federated side chains. And I understand the Canton Network is kind of a private WhatsApp that banks use for their private communications. And you do have the same on XRP. You also have a private version of the XRP ledger. So that doesn't mean anything at all. And again, I'm going to be very honest. I have not done as much research on the Canton Network as I have done on XRP, but I do know that they have not been battle tested to the same level as the XRP ledger. Yes, BTC can never be used for payments. That's for sure. That's a certainty over there. Let's see what else is going on. Let's check XRP price once again. $62 with BTC at $81,000. So far, so good. And remember, when there is blood on the streets, that's when I like to do my shopping. That's when I like to buy it. Future of HBAR. HBAR is massive. It's one of the best technologies out there. It's battle tested. It's not a blockchain, it's a hash graph. So the nodes communicate with each other. It's called the gossip mechanism that they use to communicate with each other. It's a more sophisticated technology than blockchain. Hedera also has huge partners. They have LG, they have central banks. They have the Hedera's governing council is just massive. You can just Google that. You will see all of their massive partners. And apparently there is some news here that Iranian commander, a Navy commander, was eliminated in the explosion in the port city of Bandar Abbas today. Can anyone verify this information? Zebek Network, I do like this project. I know they have connections with Ripple. They once spoke with Ripple partners in Twitter Spaces back when I was still allowed on that platform. And I have never went so deep on Zebek, but I do have a good feedback, okay? I'll have to do more research on Zebek, but I think it looks good. Algorand is also one of my favorite projects. Algorand is just, wow, they are champions of tokenization. You can tokenize anything of value on top of Algorand. Is also a highly energy efficient blockchain. It was invented by Silvio Mihaly. It's actually MIT genius. So it's backed by solid people, has a very strong foundation. Algorand has similar technical capabilities to the XRP Ledger. Extremely undervalued, in my opinion. SHX, yes, I'm buying more SHX. We did some on-chain analysis, and Versan did as well. And basically, we have spotted the institutional interest on SHX at the current level. So you see that big wallets are accumulating SHX at the current levels. XDC is also great. You can tokenize on XDC much more efficiently than you can on Ethereum. But honestly, the price action has been disappointed recently. Just drinking some water here. As I said, guys, I am in Dubai and it's very dry. Trump government shutdown starts tomorrow. Wow, let's pray for our portfolios at this point. XLM is also, it's my second biggest holding. And I want to make this very clear, you know, I know a lot of people get upset when prices are falling, but I put my face here. I love to come on camera when markets are crashing, okay? Because I have been talking about this. I have been predicting multiple scenarios. I truly hope you guys have been watching the videos, and I'm not going to be someone that's going to be hiding when XRP price is dropping, okay? I am not that kind of people. I have been keeping this very real with everyone. How are the Satoshi wallets? Wow, I wish I could do a video on that, but that will end up with losing my YouTube channel. What I can tell you, they are still active, and it has been sold thousands and thousands of BTC. They send in tranches of 2,000, 3,000 BTC all at once, split in different exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, Bybit. They sell its market price. And can you guess who's buying that BTC? I will tell you, MicroStrategy. And they are using the creditors' money to buy BTC mined for free back in 2011. They use the creditors' money. It's a Ponzi scheme. Wake up, people. They mined that for free. Now they are selling for $90,000, $80,000. all in trenches of thousands and thousands of BTC that they control the majority of the supply. And here's what nobody's paying attention. Everyone tracks the activity of the Satoshi wallets, the 1 million typical BTC that's in possession of Satoshi. Everyone's looking on that direction, but they fail to understand that there are thousands of wallets that were mined back in 2011, all connected to Satoshi, that are selling and offloading their BTC on centralized exchanges that have KYC. They need to KYC. To send that amount of BTC to Coinbase, it requires KYC. They know who are behind the scenes, okay? I'm just loading up, I'm buying XRP. Okay, it seems to be bouncing back from this $61. Let's once again see what's going on the charts. Well, so far so good, guys. We are surviving the apocalyptic zone. $60, this is what I put here. This has been my buy zone for a long time, okay? I have said multiple times I like to buy very close to the support levels on the chart. It's usually where it bounces back. For us to talk about bullish activity on XRP, we want to see $2.30, which for BTC is the equivalent of about 91,000, okay? This critical support has been lost, which results in the price dropping much lower. This has all been shown in my previous live streamings. I hope you guys watched that videos. I know that was extremely helpful to a lot of people because people text me about it. So to make a long story short, if you want to see bullish activity for XRP, $2.30, then we can start to discuss about XRP making new all-time highs. BTC will flash crash soon along with Tether. Yes, that's definitely a possibility. And Tether has been buying their way out of this Ponzi scheme by actually buying gold. They are getting rid of useless digital coins that are backed by virtually nothing. That's what Tether is about. It's just printed out of thin air in the same way as the US dollar, but in this case, not even backed by paper US dollar. Can you please specify you did put a buy a long time ago and never got it? Are you talking about XRP? I didn't understand because in my case, I had buying orders and they were executed today very close to $1.60. Quite large buying orders, to be honest. Greetings to Argentina. I have never heard of XRD, to be honest. Subtitles in which language? I mean, I'm quite not so experienced with the subtitles. I know people watch my channel and they speak different languages, but I had a bad experience when adding the subtitles because people started to think my content was AI generated because it automatically translates anything I say to different languages. And I got a bunch of comments telling me, oh, this is AI, when in reality it was just automatically translated. How low it will go, I don't have a crystal ball. Like, could be 160 if it holds. If it loses 160, I think we could revisit 70 cents. Not financial advice. Well, Tether have backed themselves with gold is not the right way of saying it. They ensured the company is profitable, but that doesn't mean that USDT is safe. There is a huge difference there. Hence why they moved to El Salvador with a different jurisdiction. Hence why they have been buying gold. They knew they were in trouble, and that doesn't mean that USDT is not in trouble. They are protecting their finances and not the holders of USDT. This is the big idea. This is a good question. Well, yes, I do travel a lot, and my income mostly comes from trading crypto. I do have a private company. I actually give consulting sessions to people who want to invest in crypto. I have private trading group. I own real estate, so I have multiple sources of income to this day. Yes, I am bullish on SHX. Yes, this guy is correct. Hope everyone clicked the right button. Let me know in the comments where are you based. That can massively help with this live streaming reach more people. So thanks everyone. I really want to see XRP to make a local bottom here at 160. Actually, we didn't even touch 160, I guess, right? So we touched, let me check what was the lowest. I don't see XRP below 160, so that's good. That's very good. Do you have BTC? No, I got rid of my BTC back in 2017. And let me know, guys, is this live streamings have been helpful for you? I put sometimes a lot of words because, okay, today is like 8 p.m., but at some cases I was live streaming like 3 in the morning. It was a lot of efforts. Thank you for your dedication. Oh, I thank you so much for the donation. Every people that comments here on the super chats, you can be sure that this is actually reinvested back in my channel. Can this buy a coffee? Well, I have to be honest, I bought 2 cappuccinos here in Dubai today for 17 bucks. That was quite expensive, but in the other hand, the supermarket in Dubai is more cheap than it is in Greece. So it's not that much of a difference from Europe, honestly. Of course, the cappuccino was overpriced. That was funny. What price do you think XRP might fall in the short term? Well, my hope is $1.60 was the local bottom. I don't have confirmation yet. Losing 160 we could revisit 70 cents once again. Well, we have people from everywhere. India, California, Philippines, Germany, UK, Florida, 3 EM in Australia. Appreciate you, man. Possible bankers pushing BTC lower than 74,000 to liquidate Sailor. I love this question. The Wall Street smells blood. They are sharks, okay? And when they see Michael Saylor bleeding and very close to his liquidation price, of course they want to push him to the limits. The sharks are circling Michael Saylor. This is getting an extremely dangerous movement for BTC. So yes, they could be pushing BTC lower than 74,000 to liquidate Michael Saylor. 100% possible. UK, Sydney, Australia, Japan, California, Ibiza, Texas, Monaco. Whoa, we have people from everywhere. Do you think it's smarter to buy XRP instead of other tokens currently before crash? Not financial advice, but I think it's the best move. XRP is ahead of the curve, has regulatory clarity, is the one coin that 100% is going to survive the Clarity Act, a possible BTC crash below 74,000. XRP survives every single one of these scenarios. And one question for you guys. If XRP drops as low as 70 cents, would you buy more? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see your thoughts. Thank you for that. I'm going to bring the charts back on the screen. If I had to restart with just a few $1,000, what would you buy? I would buy XRP and I would buy XLM and SHX. I think that's a great restart package. All of those assets are undervalued in my opinion. And here is something I want to share. I shared this on my private trading group. I got a call from Versan, which he has very good connections with the precious metals industry. And guys, there is one opportunity that nobody's paying attention. Can you guess which one it is? Well, gold had its major run. Silver had its major run. There is one metal that is highly undervalued, that is utilized by multiple industries, so it's very liquid. There is always a demand for that, and that's trading very cheap. Well, I'm going to tell you which one it is. It's copper, okay? And just yesterday, I spotted something I was the first person to ever realize that. There is an international operation to steal copper. Yes, that's right. You can do the following experiments. I'm going to share this live because I have not shared this with nobody, okay? So this is very, very interesting. So you go on Google and you just tap copper theft, and you can try that in multiple languages, okay? So I'll show you what's happening in real time. And this is all recent news. So I will start with one that I have seen in Brazil. And that's very interesting what's happening with copper. So the first one that I have seen, I speak Portuguese as well. So it says here, copper thefts. So basically 26 million in their currency, which should be, it's still a large sum. I know their currency is like 1 to 6 versus the dollars, but still it mentions there that they are massively stealing copper, okay? Now I'm gonna bring another one and I start just connect the dots. This is getting out of control. The same is happening in Spain. So you go on Google and you type robo de cobre, and you will see that from yesterday, there was some major news that there is a group that's stealing copper, okay? So I'm gonna bring this to the screen, and I was supposed to make a video about this, but I like to go through this live. So I'm gonna share this on the screen. By the way, guys, do the experiment. If you speak multiple languages, go on Google and try to find out if they are stealing copper on your country. So here is another interesting news from Spain, okay? Someone arrested because he was part of a massive group that stole 250,000 euros in copper. This is from yesterday, okay? I can go on and on. I found the same in Turkey, and I found the same in Mexico, and I found the same in Italy, and I found the same in Russia. There is a clear pattern here. There is an international organization that is collaborating with local thieves, and they have one single goal: shrink copper supply. Have this in mind. Copper is trading at like $6. So I think it's an extreme good opportunity. I have not yet bought it, but I am giving you the blueprint. Do your own investigation. Let me know in the comments if you found more information about it. Copper is quite difficult to buy because it's large quantities. So I was about to buy like 10,000 euros in copper, and that's almost like 1 ton. So you can buy 1 ton of copper with that money. So either you buy an ETF and you have the digital version of the copper and you want to buy from a company that has physical reserves, or you find a way to buy it and store at some place safely. I'm giving you the blueprints, okay? Yeah. Bought a shitload of copper and it's hard to find in bars. Well, guys, I'm gonna end the live streaming. I think I covered enough. Thank you, everyone. And I'm gonna see you in the next video. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the live streaming. Appreciate your support. And yeah, do some research on copper and let me know in the comments, okay? This really got my attention yesterday when I started to connect the dots. Very interesting. They are stealing all the copper. Supply shock is imminent. I mean, crazy.